Hello guys, trying out another build which is quite famous recently. You found me, but I think this build is quite good in terms of dishing out damage very quickly. It is very less survivable. Also, it's not exactly the same build that everyone is using. I'm using the exploding palm. I'll let you know like why. And the exploding palm and the seven-sided, and not the flying kick and mystic strike. See, good amount of damage, guys. Use your spells, and then get back. I'll explain that build in detail, like the item sets, etc. But see, very good damage. Cooldowns are almost up. I need to find a good pile of people. I think you'll definitely get more kills, but you'll get a lot of deaths as well with this build. Because as compared to the last build, the Shield of Zen like expires in like 5 seconds. There's a 5-second downtime. Also, like, I think it's very good with barbs as well. Because lots of burn damage over time, and of course the exploding palm buff, that there's a very minute build, but there is still a bleed over time, so barb usually dies to that. Shield doesn't cooldown is not up, or maybe the 7-side strike I thought. It's so good damage, guys. Yeah, as you see, like once you run out of your exploding palm, you can't really get out. But yeah, I think exploding palm is way better than both the flying kick and the mystic strike that they offer. There's a good push on the left side. Good damage, guys. Very good damage. Couldn't run out, no problem. How are we doing? Second. I quite like this build actually, but I've already made my previous video with the best build. I think it's still like very good in terms of the damage and the escape offering, but yeah. Yeah, you have to keep one charge of exploding palm to get out, but you tend to be greedy sometimes. It's alright. Cooldowns are up. Let's go. Find a group bunch of people. Misclicked on the exit. I don't know why this exit screen is here. I keep pressing it no matter how much I try. Usually like during the exploding palm, because it has such a good range. Let's find some kills now. See, so good guys. The Barb will die because he has that exploding palm bleed anyways. Let's go to the left. I think he healed off to some attacks that he did. Had to defend. Should I go left or let's go right? Bob should die. I think we have to go left immediately. 2 charges. Got him. I like this build very much. Yeah guys, so definitely a lot of points going in for this build. Actually, I'll let you know like what I'm using and why I'm using them. Okay, so quickly let's go to the Essence Center. Vithus and is no more effective with this build because you're not hitting you, right? We are just doing nuke damage. It's basically skill damage, not hitting anyone. So Vithus is not good. What is better is the Gloom Guide's 4-set piece, because this gives you 15% increase and more importantly this crit chance. Now the Wave of Light is very good in critting already, I believe, but with this increased chance you always see orange numbers going around. Okay, so definitely from the set pieces, the 4-piece and the 2-piece, I think you can use anything. I think I am just using the remaining Vithus for 30% increased duration on the dash skill and the Shield of Zen. All right, so now why the Gloom Guides? Because now you have 3 charges of dash. Now if you see in the description, this says dash. Now if you remove the essence which gives you the crushing palm, it will not show you. For example, let me show you exploding palm. If I remove this jumping skill, like just keep it as anything, right? Okay, let's put it as anything. And you check the exploding palm, it's only damage now. Okay, but as soon as you put this essence here of launching, etc., you get this dash as well, right? So since it is dash, you are getting the Gloom Guides price. So anytime you are going in, you now have 22% chance, and that is when you drop these 3 skills: 2 of the wave strikes and one of the 7-sided strike. So quickly going over the essences, guys. I'm using the burn damage, as I previously explained in my last video, that why this 7-sided strike is so good on Monk. It has the highest damage potential. The second is exploding palm. Now exploding palm, if you know, right, like if the target dies with the exploding palm technique, or if it has the exploding palm marked and it dies for any other reason, it explodes for 10k damage around, right? So this is, yeah, so if it dies, it has 10k damage, exploding effect. Plus with the gloom guides, you have 22% chance of critting this as well, so more good. Okay, uh, and with the essences I'm using on this exploding palm is this one and the +1 charge, because 3 charges is really good just to keep up your crit chance as well and damage as well. And if you get these awakened, right, exploding palm damage increased by 10%, and if this is awakened, I think it gets 10% reduced cooldown. So that's another. So anyways, exploding palm is like very quick recharging skill. Now of course the shoulders are the wave of light releasing energy, and it burns them as well over time. 10% increase on the pants, and I already told you the helmet. Now for the chest piece, you can either use the increased movement speed for shield of zen duration, like the increased movement speed, or you can use the one which I'm using. 7-sided strike now triggers the exploding palm explosion. So why this? Because like once you are landing with on everybody, you're getting that exploding palm debuff on every one of them. Okay, now if you do the 7-sided strike, even if they are not dying, they still have a chance of exploding for that damage, and maybe that explosion triggers, causes their death, and it also does a second explosion. So the consecutive explosions do have some damage reduction, as you would see, right? The enemies can be hit only 5 seconds and 30% reduced damage for the subsequent explosions, but still that damage adds up, right? Now, why I'm not using the flying kick, which I think is the most common build which is floating around, and with the increased damage, because flying kick is like very short. I'll just show you guys. See the mobility which flying kick is offering. See this. This is, guys, nothing. Like people like doing the shield mystic strike as well. So like let's just add mystic strike as well. Okay, so they are going in. You see, right? Mystic strike is hardly any distance. You are definitely getting knocked back, or your shield is getting removed and you're dying straight away. This is no way of going. Probably if you have a higher resonance, you can with this, but I don't think this is very viable. And you doing mystic strike and trying to run away with flying kick is definitely not reliable. Just see with how much distance one mystic strike and flying kick offers. Okay, here, here. Okay, now from here to here, right? Now just see how much is the exploding palm. It's, I think, way better in doing that. Right, let me just find that. Exploding palm now gathers. Oh, okay, it's already there, my bad. So yeah, exploding palm. Just see, I'm here when I started. So what one mystic strike and one flying kick is offering, you're doing that with one exploding palm, and the benefit is that you are not on screen. By the time you do this and this and this, you are getting crossbowed and you are getting knocked back for so many things. Okay, but if you are doing like this, like the way I do, yeah, putting shield of zen and then just jump around, you're not getting even touched, right? So this is really good. So quickly explaining the combo, how I do it is like I would have told in the game as well. Shield of zen yourself, go to where you want, maybe use 1 or 2 charges of exploding palm to reach there, immediately drop all your skills and just run with the last exploding charge if you have. It's very difficult to run away because as I said, like the mobility is limited with this build, but anyways, the exploding palm is still better than like the mystic strike and the flying dragon, which are consistently on the ground and people can hit you, right? So you do this, you drop your, then you are invulnerable for the 7-sided strike, and while you are invulnerable, you queue your exploding palm, so that as soon as it finishes, you are up on the air again, and then you are back waiting for your cooldowns. So really good build, guys. I think this has definitely has a place, and you can try it yourselves. Even with like this much resonance, I am competing with like 3k players, 3k resonance players, making them run away, which feels good, right? So best of luck, guys. Catch you in the next one.